It's now time for NRG This Week. NRG stands for Network Referral Group. To learn more about NRG, go to their website, nrg.online. It's now time for another episode of NRG This Week.
Hey everybody, Leon Thomas here with Mike Weiner. Mike's the founder and CEO of Network Referral Group known as NRG. Hey Mike, what's happening?
Leon, everything is happening. How are you? I am doing groovy. How about that?
Oh man, you stole my line. You stole my line. What's up with that?
You could be super groovy.
All right, okay. We got groovy over there, super groovy over here. And we're here for another week, another show, another episode of NRG This Week. So Mike, give me some good news. Give me some good stuff that's happening with NRG.
Before we introduce one of my favorite people, we got two great events coming up, Leon. This Friday, the last day of February, February 28th, we are doing a cruise update. Yes, celebrating 25 years of NRG. We've got a big opportunity for Mike to pay for you for a cruise. More details Friday, February 28th. It'll be on my Zoom, 367-333-9689, no password. And Leon, can you believe another extravaganza? It's going to be Friday, March 21st, the first day of spring. We finally got rid of Patuxent Phil. It's time for spring. We got the extravaganza. I knew you would like that. We got the extravaganza. Kiki Clark is our keynote. We got to get Kiki on here. She's out of Dallas, so they're an hour earlier. We've got corporate sponsorships and breakout rooms. And if you want, I've still got openings for sponsorships. It's going to be a great event. It is mega networking. It is networking on triple steroids. So don't miss both of these events. Reach out to me. NRG is exploding. We are now in our 25th year, and my phone number is there, 443-756-9656. My best form of communication is text. There's so many ways people can communicate these days, Leon, and I'm going to throw it back to you, but really excited. Cruise update and the extravaganza, spring extravaganza coming to you.
Right on. I'm looking forward to that spring extravaganza. Looking forward to that. Now, hold on a second. I want everybody to know the new website is up too. Let's not forget about that, right?
NRG.online, the new website.
Online. Yes, the new website. You gotta check that out. It's a happening place to be. NRG.online. You can check out the website there. Now we're going to talk about sports real quick before we bring our guests on. We're not talking baseball. We're not talking football. We're talking racquetball. You have a standing invitation, Mike, and anyone watching to show up and play racquetball with the kids at Racquetball Revival. Go to racquetballrevival.com to learn more about it. Send me an email because I want you to come play racquetball. Mike, you were going to come on Saturday. What happened?
We were going to come Saturday. It was going to be in Frederick, and some little bird switched the location. I need an address. Leon, get me the address the next couple of Saturdays. And both Tanya wants to play too. She's very competitive. Right. Oh, yeah. So right. Tanya and I will both come out, but get me some dates the next 2 or 3 Saturdays, and you can count on Mike and Tanya coming out. And I might just play a game against you, Leon. If I can hold up for a whole game, I might challenge you to a game in racquetball, and we'll see. If I lose, I lose, and if I beat you, hopefully we'll stay friends. We've been friends for a minute and a half, about
Yeah,
25 years now.
that is true. But just know if you cross the line and come on the court, there are no friends. It's serious business. I let the kids win, not adults.
This, this sounds
Just
like
saying.
Ravens Steelers. This
I'm
is
just
serious
saying.
stuff.
I'm
It's
just
Ravens
saying.
Steelers.
Just telling you.
Wow.
And Mike, tell us about our guest. Go ahead and introduce our guest that we have on today.
You know what, man? I am so excited. Ben Rusk, he's a state away. He's in Virginia, specifically Virginia Beach. I think, Leon, they got a foot of snow while they missed the storm here altogether, which didn't bother us at all. But Ben is into gold and silver. He's the first member I've had in 25 years. The guy is very authentic. He's very good at what he does. And when you find out what he did with the first 30 that I refer to him, he takes away everyone's excuse. Oh, I joined NRG. It didn't work. I didn't come to meetings either. Well, duh, you need to come to meetings. Ben is a real man's man, and I'm excited to have him on the show today, Leon. So without further ado, welcome him to Studio 54. It's Ben Russ. Ben, good to have you here, buddy. How are you today?
Thank you. It's good to be here. I'm feeling great. Can't wait to talk to your audience. It's nice to meet both of you and have a one-on-one conversation about my favorite topic, and that is gold and silver.
Gold and silver. So now Mike said in his intro of you, he said you're a state away. We'll get the gold and silver here in a second. So you're in
Sure.
Virginia, in Virginia Beach, Virginia, right?
That's correct.
And you got like a foot of snow last week?
I actually got 18 inches,
Wow.
and I've got
That's a
pictures to
lot.
prove it. So, yeah, and it stayed around for 4.5 days.
Wow.
So, yeah, pretty much locked up Virginia Beach. Nobody was going anywhere. 2 days before it hit, the grocery store was emptied. I got there around 2 o'clock the day before, and there were no vegetables, no fruit, no meat, no butter, no milk, no eggs. It was all gone.
Wow. Wow. We've
It
experienced
scares
that.
people.
Yes. It does. It does. Right on. Well, I'm glad you survived and you're here to talk about it.
I
And
am.
so tell me, when Mike says you're into gold and silver, tell us, what do you do? What does that mean?
Well, let me start just a minute before that topic. I've been in the gold and silver industry for over 30 years. It's been my hobby. It's been my passion. I'm a small scale prospector. I've been in the hills of Montana, Washington State, digging for gold, finding it, pulling it out of the ground. I also am a metal detectorist. I love going out on the beach and taking my metal detectors and looking for treasures on the beach. We have a lot of tourists that come to Virginia Beach and they repopulate our beaches every year. So there's a lot to be found out there. So needless to say, I've been in the industry a long time. I was the editor of one of the oldest mining groups in America called the North American Miners Association, and I got to interview over 100 miners. So I have a lot of gold and silver stories to tell. So we get to today. What I do today is I sell a membership for $149 that allows people to buy gold and silver fractionally. That means that with $1, you could reserve an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver, kind of like the old Kmart layaway plan, right? And when you own the whole ounce, you can have it shipped to your front door. But you can liquidate it fractionally too. So if you kept your money in gold and silver and you needed it, you could within 24 to 48 hours have the cash back in your bank. What's happening with our cash today? Well, inflation is eating it alive. So why not put your money in something where it's a hedge against inflation? So if inflation goes up, the value of your metals goes up. And when you need your money, you'll still have the purchasing power that was once there. When you put it there, you'll have it again in the future. So that's a short update on where I've come from.
All right. Now, Mike, I want to make sure I got this right. All right, Mike, I'm going to explain it to you, Mike, and Ben, you tell me if I got it right.
Okay.
All right. So, Mike, you can buy gold or silver fractionally. You can buy little pieces of it. And when you've put enough money in, enough dollars in to own an ounce of it, you can leave it there and it continues to increase in value. And then if I need cash, I can sell it at the value it's worth now, not what I bought it for. Or I can say, hey, Ben, send me my stuff now.
You got
Ben,
it.
Mike, do you understand it? How am I doing?
I think if Ben has laryngitis next week, Leon, you could fill in for him perfectly. That was a great, Ben. Was that not a great summary from Leon to me?
Spot on.
See, here's the thing. I like to understand how stuff works.
Right.
Not that I get involved in everything, not that I buy everything, not that I'll sell everything, not that I'll tell everybody about everything, but I'm just one of those guys that I got to understand it.
There you go.
Right? I got to understand it. And it sounds like seriously, do I have it? Is that I really get it?
I think the only thing we left out that it's only a one-time payment of $149 that gets you access to that membership and those platforms.
So $149. Now I have access. I can get in. I'm in the door. Hey, Mike, I can get in this. This is like paying the bouncer at Studio 54. Right? I can get in to buy a drink.
There you go.
Right.
And the
then
best
from
part
there,
is that our store is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for you to buy it, sell it, or ship it. And we even have another feature where we can transfer it to another member that also has an account with us.
And what's the website for that?
silvergoldlegacy.com.
All right, that's that one right there, silvergoldlegacy.com.
That'll get you to me. We'll talk about it. We'll get you signed up, get you that account. I mean, this is just a great way to hold your wealth and leave a legacy for future generations. If you don't need it, you don't use it, pass it on to a family member.
Wow. So if my uncle, who's 101 years old, had purchased gold, let's just say 50 years ago. No,
Right.
Let's say 40 years ago when he retired.
Yep. And let me point out that at that time, gold was about, let's say 40 years ago, we're talking about $295 an ounce. Keep going. I'll fill you in on what it is today.
All right. So then he would have whatever number of ounces, pounds.
Yeah, let's just call it 100 ounces.
100 ounces, right? Sitting there, and he could say, I'm 101. I think I'll leave some of this to Leon.
That's right.
And he could go ahead and then I would have the 100 ounces.
Or maybe he gives you 50 ounces and gives 50 to somebody else.
Well, that's true too. I mean, I like it all though. You understand.
Okay.
Like it all.
So let's just say you've got 100 ounces. Today's going price on gold is $3,000 an ounce.
Wait a minute. I got to change your sound here, Ben. Hold on a second. Excuse me a second. Let me work on your audio. It's what now?
$3,000 an ounce.
Wow. So I won't even pull out I have a calculator over here. So he bought it. Look at it.
Due to inflation.
That's next to his 8-track player, Ben. The calculator.
Due to inflation, the price of gold has gone up.
Wow.
And that's where it's at today.
3,000?
Yes.
Man, he bought it for say 250.
Yep.
So that's a $2,750 increase per ounce.
Yes.
And had he bought 100 ounces,
yep,
with that, I'm doing the new math right here, Mike. The new math is popping as we speak. Right there. That's only a $275,000 increase. It's like right there.
There you go.
Wow, look at this.
It's right there. Wow, interesting stuff. I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Ben, thank you. Now, how'd you meet Mike?
I used to live in Seattle. And one of our members reached out to me and recommended me to talk to Mike. I said, sure, I love talking to everybody. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
yeah.
here today. So I
Wow.
reached out to Mike. We had a conversation. He invited me to a meeting, gave me 3 referrals. I graciously thanked him for that. And we had a conversation, and I joined that day. I saw the value in this community. I knew that I was in the right place. And what I've learned since then has just been incredible.
Yeah. I like it. Folks, I'm Leon Thomas with Mike Weiner. Mike's the CEO and founder of Network Referral Group, commonly known as NRG. You can learn more about NRG by going to their website. That's nrg.online. Our guest today is Ben Rusk with goldsilverlegacy.com. Ben is telling us, educating us about value and benefit of owning gold and silver. And Mike, here's what we're going to do, Mike. We're going
Yes.
to we're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back from break, Mike, you know what? We're not even going to take a break. We're going to jump right in. You can go ahead and start your conversation with Ben, and I'll come back and check on you later. Go ahead, you guys take
Appreciate
it
it,
away.
Leon. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ben, really excited to have you here today. Um, you know what? I've got a couple of questions, and I'm going to have you try to keep them to about 2 minutes because there's so many things I want to ask you, and really stoked to have you here. There's always a backstory. So I know you're passionate about this, been doing it 30 years. What was the reason? What compelled you to get involved in this business? There's got to be a backstory. You didn't, as a 5-year-old or 10-year-old, I want to grow up and sell gold and silver. Probably it wasn't like that. So, what's the backstory of why you got involved in this very intriguing industry?
Well, Mike, it's a very simple reason. I had a 35-year career in IT. When I realized I was done with that career because I had achieved my career goal, I wanted to go and do something completely different. And I started searching for something to do. In the meantime, I was thinking to myself, I've had my 401k in the stock market for a long time, and it really didn't do what I had been told it would have done. So I was anxious and unsure about keeping my money in the stock market. So I went looking for an alternative. When I was introduced to 7K Metals, they had a gold-backed IRA. It allowed me to take all of my money out of the stock market with no penalty, transfer it into gold and silver where it now sits. And I'm enjoying the rise in the price of gold and silver. I now sleep very soundly every night, knowing that my entire life savings is protected by gold and silver. So I was one of those retirees looking for a safe haven for my wealth.
Awesome. Great. I love the backstory. Let me ask you this, Ben. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. So if someone were to call you, let's say Joe's watching this today, or it's going to be on the YouTube channel for NRG, and we'll get it out on Facebook and LinkedIn. But if someone came to you and said, "I don't have a lot of money. I've got $100. If I put $100 in," and I know you and I've kind of gone through this before, but just a rough idea. I give you $100 today. What would that look like in gold in a year, and how much would that be worth? What would your reply to that be?
So, Mike, look, nobody has a crystal ball. All I can tell you is that for years we've been brainwashed into thinking that this is the way to spend money. And actually, these are just vehicles. When you're talking about gold and silver, you're talking about a hard asset that you own and you can possess holding it in your hand. Nobody else is managing your money. So there's no fees coming out of it. You just get your money is in your hands. So the question is, if the dollar bill became worthless tomorrow, as it has in other countries where their dollars just have no purchasing power, what do you own today that you would be able to feed your family with? That's why we want to get everybody to own a little bit of gold and silver so that they have an emergency fund to feed their family. And that's the nice part about the fractional purchasing, is that it doesn't matter if you only have $1, $5, or $10 a week to put into it. It will build on itself, and it's a hedge against inflation. So as the price of gold and silver rises, so does your net worth.
And I've heard you talk, thank you for answering that. I've heard you talk with financial advisors. You can pretty much run this right alongside if someone's got a 401k or anything like that. What are some of we do this thing called pinball every week. For our viewers, it's Power Partners Industry Named Accounts. Ben, what are some of the industries you've worked with? Give us like 3 to 4 or 5. What are 2 or 3 you haven't worked with? So if someone's watching this and they're looking for a power partner, it would be you. So a couple of industries that you like to work with, and a couple that you really don't have a lot of that you would like to work with.
So my power partners are real estate agents, financial planners, financial advisors. I have been looking for people in the business of estate planning, so that, insurance companies that are dealing with life insurance. I want the life insurance agent to tell people that, look, when you buy this life insurance policy and you leave it to a beneficiary, be sure that they know what it is you want them to do with that money that you're leaving them. Help them to protect it before you give it to them. I mean, if somebody was to get, a $100,000 life insurance policy and put it away into gold and sit on it for 20 years, no telling what that would be worth at the end of that cycle. So people need to understand how to protect their wealth, because otherwise it's going to just slip through your hands just like sand through an hourglass, right? So that's what I try to help people understand is think about protecting it.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Ben. I was taught a long time ago, there's 3 things that you sell. You sell your product, you sell your company, and you sell yourself. And I think you do a really great job of that. Your term that's not used a lot, you and Lori both have it, that inflection, that conviction, that utter relentless that I believe in this, and that's what I'm going to do. So you were introduced to me through Shisu, who we have had on NRG This Week in the past. She's been referring a lot of people. You and I have really developed a really unique business relationship and friendship. NRG, there's folks out there, they're like, hey, yeah, I hear Mike gives 3 referrals, but that's part of the magic, because then you get 30 once you join. You've been able to really, really work it and capitalize on it. So what would be your testimonial for NRG? And then I'm going to have one more question. We'll wrap up and bring Leon back. What would be your testimonial for NRG for folks? Yeah, I've been in this networking group. It doesn't work. I don't know about networking. I like to cold call. I'm a little crazy. What would be your testimonial for NRG?
I just want to tell people my story. Look, I've been in this group for about 6 weeks now, maybe 7. In the first week alone, I had 40 referrals. I probably had like 15 one-on-one appointments with individuals where I got to explain in great detail what I do. To date, here we are. I've got 103 invitations that I've been introduced to through NRG. I've held 53 one-on-one meetings. I've got a number of sales from those interactions. And, every time I get on a meeting, I get somewhere between 3 and 7 referrals. This community is completely dedicated to making sure that your business will grow with the help of NRG. And I can't say enough about the group. I'm going to help build the community, and I can't wait to have a one-on-one appointment with your audience watching this video today.
Appreciate it, Ben. Thank you very much. And a week ago I had no voice, and Lori was she was off that day or whatever, and you volunteered to help run groups, and it says a lot about your character. You jumped in here. Networking, it's not a spectator sport. No. It's a participant sport. You don't sit on the sidelines. And I commend you for everything you're doing. And I love what you're all about. I love someone used this word with me the other day, your ethos, just what you're about. Last question, and then we'll bring Leon in. What have I not asked you? This is my new power question. I love this question. What have I not asked you? And you got 2 minutes and then Leon's going to take the ball and take it over the 1 yard line in for a touchdown. What is the one thing I haven't asked you that you'd like to wrap up with the viewers today?
I just want people to know that not only do I sell gold and silver, but there's also an opportunity with this business. And if you're looking for something to do on the side that doesn't compete with anything else you're doing, remember, we're selling a product that does not have an expiration date. This can sit on the shelf for 30 years and it'll be as good as the day you bought it, right? So there's a way to actually earn a residual income through this opportunity. I'm building a team of direct participants, and I help them every day grow their business through efforts like NRG. So I'm looking for people, entrepreneurs that, and especially veterans that would like to work a home-based business. I would love to work with people with gumption and attitude and just a desire to get out there and help people. I look at myself as a first responder. People are hurting today for income and wealth protection, and I've got the product they need to solve that problem. So I would love to talk to people.
Man, appreciate it, man. I love that word, Leon. Some new words today: ethos from me and gumption from Ben. Love the word gumption. It connotes an energy and a power and a tenacity. And Ben, really enjoyed having you here. It's been a pleasure, Leon. I get to spend time with Ben at several of these meetings. We're going to meet in May, if not earlier, when Lori comes in. But Ben, great job. Love having you here. And I'm going to throw it back from, I don't know if it's from gold to silver or silver to gold, or from young to young. I'll keep it safe here. But Leon, back to you in
Right
Studio
on.
54.
Right on. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Mike. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, about a minute and a half, run some commercials that the team at the Leon Thomas Group, the students and interns have put together. We'll be back in about a minute and 30, and we'll finish up our conversation with Ben Rusk. You're watching NRG This Week.
At Rod's Car Repairs, we work on all cars, old cars, new cars, and your car. Car Repairs by Rod.io.
Baked by Brianna has been your Baltimore hometown bakery since 1969. Located in Ruxton Plaza, Baked by Brianna. Visit bakedbybrianna.io.
From the creative team that brought you the Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water, animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What will we do without it?
Hey, welcome back to NRG This Week. Leon Thomas here with Mike Weiner and our guest, Ben Rusk. Ben, I was thinking about gold and silver and the way you taught it to me, what you do, in about a minute and a half. There are folks that are still trying to get me to understand Bitcoin. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So they say, oh, you need to buy some. You need to buy some cryptocurrency. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it. And they can't.
Who's Lucy?
Lucy. You know Lucy. Explain it, Lucy. Explain. Lucy, explain. You remember Ricky Ricardo?
I thought you were going to say Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Scooby-Doo
Lucy.
goes, Scooby goes, row, and I go, row, don't explain, goodbye. So, Ben, thank you for making it plain, making it simple, easy to understand. Thank you.
Yep, there's one more aspect of this that I want to share. We also have private collections. We have collectible coins that are not found anywhere else but as a member of 7K. These coins are collectible. This coin here, there were only 498 of those made on the planet. And if you're lucky enough to get one, it went up in value by 5x in 2 weeks. So that's what limited edition collectible coins can do for you as well. And the only place to get it is here at 7K with an account. You get access to, unique coin drops where limited edition coins are made available to our members.
Right on. And they can email you, anyone that wants to get in touch with Ben, gold@benrusk.com.
There it is.
You can get in touch with Ben. So please do that and let him know you learned about him and what he does here on NRG this week. Ben, we're going to close in sports. I need your pick. Who's going to win the big racquetball match this Saturday, me or Mike? Go ahead.
Got to tell you, Mike's been working out, man. He's going to bring his game. I'm going to go with Mike.
Okay, Ben, it's great having you on the show, Ben. We'll see you later. Let's take him off the screen.
That's my buddy Ben. You just kicked out Leon. What we doing?
Working out, man. Wow. Boy, I tell you.
I'm just pumping a few weights and hitting the treadmill and hitting the bag like Balboa from Rocky. I mean, with the music in the background.
I got
just got to get him to run up those stairs at the art museum, and he'll be doing good.
Let's make that happen, folks. Don't forget,
Leon, real quick. Ben went to the parade for the Eagles. He went out there. We haven't been to a Super Bowl parade, Leon, in years. The Ravens have not got it done. What are we going to do about that?
We'll talk later.
Okay.
We'll talk later. Mike, tell me again what's going on this Friday the 28th. What's happening?
Big, thanks, Leon. Big cruise update, 1 p.m. Eastern. It'll be on my Zoom, and it's going to be amazing. So come out, join Lori and I, and there's my Zoom. These guys are so amazing here. 367-333-9689. When I see you in the waiting room, I will let you in. There's no passcode. Back to you, Leon.
All right. And to learn more about Network Referral Group, go to nrg.online, or you can send Mike a text, 443-756-9656. Thank you again, Ben, for being here on NRG this week. Thanks for being with us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you to everyone for watching another episode of NRG this week. Ben, we'll see you in the green room. Hang tight. Thanks, everybody. Take care.